Hello, everybody. This is Finwin, back with Europa Universalis IV, with playing as Austria as the Habsburg dynasty. Just got done going to war with Venice. Took mainland Venice to get myself one step closer to reigning in Italy. So at this point, all I really need is to take a bruisey and vassalize the Pope man. At the moment, the Pope man does have some weak allies, so this is going to look pretty good for me once next year comes around. But that's if things are going to look good for me, because getting done with this war with Venice might have caused me a bigger headache than I realize. So this is beginning of January, and I do have a truce with Bohemia. I do have a truce with Genoa, and I do have a truce with, of course, the Pope. And who else? Brunswick, but wait, Brunswick, but he's not going to be an issue. And who else was involved in this war? Well, anyways, more than likely I'm going to form a coalition here because of what I did. Because I tried to do the peace deal before the end of the year, but I did it like on December 31st, and for some reason it takes a day for the peace deal to kind of go through. So technically the peace deal happened on the 1st of January, so that I was hoping that it would have bumped down. It was supposed to be bumping down by 4, but I think I had a modifier before that peace deal that gave me a better, like, it was Justified Wars event. But I might have shot myself in the foot here by taking too much too fast. I could have just taken a little bit and then just war him with, like, within 10 years or something like that. I didn't have to take all 3 provinces now because I still have until 1490 to get this done. Yeah, so before 1490. And, well, um, we'll see what happens here. So my first priority as far as this goes is I need to start improving relations with people who are keen on joining a coalition with me. So for example, I probably won't have to worry about Bavaria because him and I have high relations. Same thing with Augsburg, same thing with Salzburg, I think same thing with Siena. So I need to start working on people who have negative relations with me that have a big modifier as far as ideally it's going to be neighbors. So I mean, like, Switzerland's kind of big-ish, so let's start working on him right now, so he's least likely to join in a coalition. At this point, I could start coring these. I could wait until my war exhaustion to go down, but I'm just going to get started on these right now. I got plenty of admin points. Not too concerned about spending a little extra. Sorry, just replying to this real quick. But, so, I think I should still be looking good for this. Nope. That's going to be at a lower percentage because of my overextension, but let's just get rolling. Let's see what happens. There were alliances. Those two ally each other, and I guess they broke it off real quickly. Imperial Authority. I'm okay with Florence taking that. Once he takes Siena, once Florence takes Siena, he'll have all his Tuscan culture group, and he could form Tuscany. Tuscany could become a kingdom. Well, it will become a kingdom instead of a republic, and potential for personal union, so I'll just let that happen. Castile is still looking like heirless. Do I still have the chance for the royal marriage event to fire off? I think so. I do need to take care of nobility because for this whole war's sake, I try to get myself a better general, which in a sense he's okay. I mean, 4 fires, nothing to frown upon. It's pretty good. 1 shock, I wish it was better, but he's got the 5 maneuver. He's got 1 siege, so I could be happy about that right there. But let's take care of this nobility issue because I gave them too much influence. It's going to tick really fast since it's at 90%. And I don't expect it to drop anytime soon, so I have to revoke land from him, unfortunately. Well, the question is, what should I take? Not really much of options as far as what I can. So I have to take Crane. Gores is not going to be enough. Crane will be enough, but they'll be super upset by that. But it is what it is. Nobility will just have to suck it up for now. Let's just put this general here just because I can. And let's just get this rolling. Let's work on relations. Let's make people happy. Poland changed their capital to Ragusa because they incorporated Mazovia. More likely he's going to be focusing on his rebels. I do have 2 more princes into the empire, so I think everyone's going to feel happier about that. I am thinking that I might regret my decision of releasing Silesia. Even though it makes Bohemia weaker, Silesia more likely is going to... I do have permanent claims from Hungary to eat him up, which is pretty convenient. But I won't be able to enact on those until 1490. And same thing with this. Won't be able to do the same thing in 1490. Are they kingdoms? Yes. Let's just keep on rolling. I mean, there's not really much else I can do right now. Venice is no longer a rival, which makes sense. And we do have Switzerland in a coalition. He's going to be the guy who is starting this. He's going to be the leader. So if anything, I need to get... Luckily, I'm already starting good relations with him. He's going to be the person that's going to try to keep this coalition growing and together. I think in July, Ladislav will be in charge, which would be good. Question now is, who should I make as a rival? Who would be ideal in my opinion? I might as well do Burgundy. As much as I want to increase my chances of having him fire off the Burgundian inheritance, and for me to get the Burgundian inheritance, he's got a really good heir, by the way. And I might as well. I mean, I don't think we're going to be friends anytime soon. Let's switch those, bounce those off right there. Alright, so the little guys are going to join as expected. You know what? I might as well just drill. And I might as well just make myself look stronger so that people who might be borderline about joining the coalition might think otherwise. No access. I mean, this coalition is going to be basically just my neighbors. But I don't expect them to... I don't expect it to fire off. But if it does fire off, it will be an interesting episode. An interesting war, I would say. Because, I mean, it's really... It's going to be us right here versus all these little guys. I mean, I know Poland's going to be looking a little weak at the moment because his rebels are going to give us some issues, but... And it's been a while since I've been able to drill my troops. I don't think I've drilled them at all this whole campaign. And so, like, this number is definitely going to be small. I was hiring mercs throughout the war. Let's check out Devastation. So I don't need to have this on. I don't need to have that on. And technically I don't need to have this fort on because Treviso will take care of the devastation here for me. And if I try to revoke from Florence as far as imperial authority goes, it's not going to work. And I don't want Florence joining the coalition as well because I think that will increase uh, hostilities between us. And it actually would. We can join. That's okay. Missionary strength. That will be nice if he lives long enough for when the Reformation starts kicking around. I wish I could have taken Dalmatia so that I could start expanding over here. But, you know, it is what it is. So at this moment, I'm just going to roll along until I can go to war with the Papal States. But then, even when I am ready to go to war with the Papal State, I don't think that's actually going to happen, to be honest. Now I have two good military ones advisors. As much as I want to pick up one right now, the land maintenance modifier one is good at the moment since I'm not really fighting. So, let's, yeah, why not? A little bit of admin, a little bit of money. Just maintaining high prestige will help the aggressive expansion decay. So yeah, I know the new DLC. I think it's either an immersion pack or it's I think it's an immersion pack. Rule of Britannia. It's going to add a lot of stuff over here in England. I think like a few more provinces. It's going to add a few in Ireland, add a few in Scotland, add a few in England. It's also going to maxed out with Savoy. It's going to add a little bit over here in northern France and Netherlands and Belgium. And then it's going to add some. They're going to revamp the mission interface, which I saw a little bit of that, and I was pretty excited to see that. I was like, ooh, this is pretty cool. So instead of your generic like 3 mission choices, there's going to be like a branch. There's going to be like a branch of missions that will go down, and you can pick them. And once you've beat the criteria of them, you can, I think, hit a button on them to get the bonuses from having that complete. So it looks like Provence has lost all of his non-HRE lands, so I think that makes him a prince. And there he is. He's a little prince. And he doesn't have a personal union over Lorraine, so I think that's going to look a little bit better as far as my modifier goes. So 8 free cities, 12 provinces in the Empire, and I think last I saw it was 15. So now really it's just, I could go up and beat up Denmark. He's allied to Poland though. I was going to say I could go beat up Denmark, I could release Holstein, make that a little bit better for myself. But with that being what it is right now, that's going to be a no-go. Florence did join. Well, just improve relations with them. That's all I really can do, and just hope that it just doesn't fire off. I'm pretty sure it's not going to fire off. But, I mean, all it takes is for... Who would you excommunicate? Savoy? But, all it takes is, I guess... What type of ruler does he have? He does have an administrator. So, I mean, I guess if some odd reason Switzerland got a ruler that was really bent on war, or having the trait in which I forget what trait it is, but it's like a trait where he's more likely to go to war even though the odds are against his favor. I forget which one it is exactly, but he's not looking like that, so that could be... So he'll start fair wars. Not quite sure what will constitute as a fair war for this guy. Did I lose a general? I lost the other general. Yeah, let's just hire one. And he's averagely decent. Get him drilling. Diplomatic insult, or so this event is really nice for if you have aggressive expansion issues, because this will probably negate the coalition right here. I mean, do I really care about this diplomatic insult? I think the Casus Belli is fairly decent, but I mean, I'm already gonna have a long truce with him, and I think this is only gonna last for like 5 to 10 years at most, not even maybe. So I'm gonna take this one. This is gonna ease tensions. This is gonna make a lot of my neighbors and a lot of people in the coalition a lot happier towards me. And let's see if it actually. Oh, Bohemia lost his excommunicated ruler and his 666 guy. So I wonder if that will. See, I wish I could marry him. I might have increased my chances of. But we're rivals, so that's never gonna happen. What mission do I have? Oh yeah, you know, man, I've been wasting my time with that because that's never going to happen. Because Ottomans are just crazy as far as just having a huge army. I was hoping that it would have been met during the war that I had with him. But did he take quantity? He took humanist, but I'm more than sure he's going to take quantity ideas, and his force limit is just going to be outrageous. Even though I am the emperor, and I get that crazy modifier to increase my manpower, increase my force limit and all. It's nothing compared to the Ottomans. Oh yeah, so let's get the new advisor there. How's my inflation looking? It's going up. I am making pretty good money. I could recruit this guy at 50%, so let's do that. So we're looking good there. As much as I want to get this guy, I mean, we're going to just have to work with this guy for now. So this is good. I mean, I already mentioned Rule of Britannia, Immersion Pack, or DLC. But yeah, it's going to be pretty nice. They're going to also have new achievements with it. I haven't looked up the achievements. But more than likely, I feel like I will definitely be doing one of those achievement runs for it. So I'll be... But I also mentioned in the last episode that either I might do the achievement run for that, whichever ones I look up and be cool with, or I might do a Hamburg game and do the Bunti Coup achievement. Bosnia and Serbia, so once again, I'm pretty sure Bosnia is going to take back Dalmatia, which would be nice if that does happen, because then I can start expanding over there once I've taken care and reigned in Italy. Now, I can't go to war with the Pope, but I don't think that would be a good idea right now. Especially with a coalition like that brewing. What are you fighting? 2, 3 of my electors and a free city. Bavaria, Württemberg, Wurzburg. So I think that's a pretty fair war. As much as we have good relations, I also have to... Who was the aggressor here? So it's my guys that are the aggressors, so... Hopefully my 3 electors and my free city win. Because if they lose, then there's going to be some pretty awkward imperial stuff that I will have to take care of. Yeah, I'll give it to... You guys are like really bent on getting that access. I probably should have gave it to Bosnia. But then again, I don't want him running over to my troops and causing them attrition. There is something that I keep on remembering but forgetting to do. It's adding these provinces to the Holy Roman Empire. Increase my imperial authority. And I think once I get these 3 provinces in, that'll be 3 more I can add. Let's look at Poland here real quick, just to make sure. I'm pretty sure he is interested in the Silesian lands. He very much is. And if I had to guess, more than likely he's going to go to war with them sometime soon. I mean, like, he could go and attack. He's not interested in Pomeranian land. He's only interested in Hungarian land. But he is interested in Ottoman land and Crimean land. But I need to keep him from attacking Silesia because I want to keep Silesia within the empire and not have to deal with the malice of having non-member states having my member states in their lands. So I think I might just have to ally him, honestly. Either ally him or conquer him. What I can do, since my truce lasts until March of 1490, I could throw down an alliance with him. Just take the relations. Let's take the -1. Let's go back here, improve relations so we can get you out of the coalition. Yeah, this isn't going to fire off, luckily. But I do need to think about what is my decay looking like as far. It's about 3.8 a year. If I go to war with him fairly by the latest, it would be smart for me to go to war with him before 1485. Now, I might need correction on this, but I see that it says Rome is in the empire or a vassal of the emperor. Does that mean at the moment that I conquer it, that, like, even if it's not a province that is considered the empire, I mean, I might just vassalize him and then just release him. I don't know, but when we get to that point, I need to do it before 1485, and then just kind of let the war roll out for a bit so that I can let the aggressive expansion still go down without me having to deal with the coalition issues. So we got Florence at max, but he's still going to be in. Force work on Milan, because he's a big guy. Alright, so Württemberg's out of that war over there. Bosnia's going to take down Dalmatia, but I want to put a claim on that before that fires off. Here we have, let's make Salzburg vote for us. Not sure why he's not voting for us at the moment, because I don't have an heir. Once I get an heir, more than likely I will be pretty good as far as having that mission fire off. So hopefully I get an heir sometime soon. I mean, I do have 5 marriages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 marriages, so that should fire off. I forget what the percent is as far as increase heir chance. Is there a way for me to look at that? Go down to the modifiers. Chance of new heir, 25%. So, I mean, it's a pretty good number for a Christian nation right there. And I could also marry Silesia. That would increase the chances even to 30%. Okay, so I got that enough spy network. Let's get a claim on you. I remember back in the day, whenever you did fabricate claims, there was a chance that you would fail the fabrication, or they would discover you, and with that discovery, they would then, you would get aggressive expansion for having that discovery. Which, if that was still the scenario right now, that would have been super risky for me to do. But, you know, I lucked out there. Well, I mean, I didn't. Lucking out was not even a thing. It was just, if that's not a thing anymore, and I think the aggressive expansion, even though it was like minor, in the situation I'm in right now, that could have been very catastrophic back in the day for that to happen for me. We got a lazy diplomat. Let's get him working with Ravensburg. I'm surprised. I thought like if they were over 50 or over 100, The empire is now one province stronger. Emperor, the province of... What? That's cool. So now I got Ragusa, who's part of the empire. And he improved relations, so... I wonder if these guys are gonna... That's very interesting. I mean, I could probably get Bosnia Empire that way too. I want to eat them. I want to get big, go in this direction, and then start beating up the Ottomans. Cluck it along, it's clunking the wrong. Oh, was that my diplomat? Or was that another diplomat? That was another diplomat. That's okay. Now I do have a lot of admin points. Vinberg was fighting Ottomans? It was Trade League, maybe? Yeah, okay. So, I could get this going. That would give me a bigger corruption modifier for having a unbalanced... Well, that would... No, not bigger. It would just give me the corruption modifier if I took that, though. Alright, so I got these 3 provinces in the empire. So let's add them so I can get closer to that reform. I mean, what else can I do with my admin points at the moment? It's not devastated. I want to get some prosperity going. We're looking at some Phoenician separatists. Now, what I can do is I could do that good old-fashioned trick of making this an estate, and then just increasing autonomy, like so. And then removing it, so I don't have to worry about Phoenician rebels. Or Aquilian separatists. Aquilia was Friuli, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I wish, I mean, I talked about the immersion pack / DLC that's coming out soon. Not really much else. I mean, this wasn't a really interesting episode, unfortunately, but I mean, maybe that coalition could have fired off and things could have gotten very interesting for me. So I'm really good about forming coalitions in this game. Always borderline coalitions all the time. And then I'm pretty good about winning coalition wars because it's a war of superiority. So basically it's just winning battles. As Austria, I mean, if they went for your capital, that would be unfortunate. But, I mean, I got mountains. So more than likely, I would be fighting a defensive war in which they will just be crashing into me in the mountains. And there's a good chance that I could accumulate a lot of war score from that and just make a lot of money. So Florence is going to war with Genoa. I think Genoa is in 2 wars now. Wait a second, did a personal union break away from you? Is that Holland? Holland broke away. How did that happen? Well, let me take care of this event first before I look further into that. Urbino. That's just base tax. I want that money. Holland declare independence from Burgundy. Burgundy's allied with Hamburg. That's interesting. So basically, Holland may or may not actually break away, depending on how England and Castile interact with it. Ooh, I do have too many admin. I could tech early. I am halfway through the year, so I would wait 6 more months to get rid of that 10% penalty. Screw that corruption. Let's get rid of that corruption. I could spend a few admin points to round off some of my provinces. And what I mean by that is for each 10 building slots, you can, well, each 10 development, you get a new building slot. So I only clicked once. Okay. And since I have a good military ruler, nah, I want to save military. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Let's just get that one step closer. So that should be more than enough as far as spending admin points to take advantage of more money and to tech up without having to waste 10% of monarch points. So a lot just happened there, not quite sure. A new CP, because I don't have my settings exactly set up to where I could detect everything that's going on. But I am pretty aware of a lot of things that are happening in this game. I really should build a fort. There's a fort here in Ferrara. There's a fort here. I think I should build a fort either in Urbino. What's the fort layout looking like over here? I had a button for, there it is. So there are forts here. There's two forts here. There's a fort here. Because ideally, I'm going to have all Italy to myself sooner or later. So what would be smart is if I made a fort here in Urbino, that would cover these provinces right here as far as devastation goes. So might as well build a fort here. Because I mean, there's devastation already in these provinces. They'll go away eventually, unless I have pirates causing issues. And speaking of pirates, I need to get my fleet working, so get to work. Set you to go home when war happens. Wurzburg left the coalition, so this is where more than likely the coalition is about to die off. Not in Tyrol, man. Tyrol's my gold. So more than likely, 50% chance of no effect, and the nobility just get more upset. 50% chance of noble rebels, which I'm more than happy to deal with because I do not want to give them the influence that disaster will tick. And there'll be no negatives on it until 1485. So, alright. Just upset nobility. Sorry guys. As much as I want to take advantage of your bonuses, I can't have you causing disasters in my country. Well, I think this might be a good point for me to stop. I will plan out something as far as what I'm going to do in the next episode, because me just sitting here, just developing, not doing any interesting wars, I mean, I would find that pretty boring. Let's get this tech going. So this will also give me the opportunity to think of what idea to take next. First thing I'm thinking of is going to be religious, but I probably could do better with another one with my current ruler layout at the moment. Only because he's not that great of an administrator, but he is really good diplomatic and he is really good military. And I think I set it to where I can bunch up on... I'm sorry. Let me think here. I can bunch up on the same idea groups. So I'm not restricted to just like I could take influence. Influence would be nice. Religious would be nice for when the Reformation happens. I could take a military idea to make myself stronger as the emperor. Defensive is usually the best option, just because you want to defend a lot of your princes, and just having defensive just gives you an edge. Offensive is nice though for conquering. Get better military leaders, faster siege ability. But I mean, aristocratic could even be nice too. Get cheaper military, better cavalry, yearly absolutism, and also I should think about the policies that will go along with this too. has influence, and diplomatic will not make a policy. But what do y'all think? I would definitely like to hear some feedback. So, comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.